Hey friends, happy Friday. Tyler here. Wonderful to be with you again on our weekly video podcast. Today we're going to cover what does free mean to you? And I'm excited about this. I am super pumped to be talking about this because for me, this is the reason why I continue to dive into my business, to start more businesses, to make my business more efficient. For me, it was all about freedom. Well, once again, it's great to be with you. My name's Tyler. I'm part of More Success and Significance. We're passionate about free enterprise and helping people use free enterprise to have more success and significance in their life. If you've just tuned in for the first time, just drop me a wave. Say hi. I'd love to engage with our audience. I'm always amazed at how many people are watching these videos. If you have any questions or comments or things really hit you, feel free to put those in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Give you a shout out here as well. Well, so let's dive right in. So a little bit of a backstory on this one. I was talking with a few of our customers, our clients, and I was asking them around, well, what motivates you to start a business? Why do you want to start a business? And as I asked this question to people, I'm going to admit to you, more often than not, it typically comes down to a money desire, right? I want to make a certain amount of money. I can't make the money in my job. And so it kind of goes along those things. They have a target in mind. And I agree with all of that 100%. So before we get into some of the freedom, let me support some of those decisions. So if you're looking for extra income, if you're looking for, and when I say extra, it really just means more. Maybe that's not a couple $100s. That wasn't my story. I was interested in growing income. I was interested in more financial options. You have a few choices. One that's very popular is you take the money that you're making and you put it away into investing or your retirement funds. And that's a great option, right? Saving is great. You have to have margin in your life. That's one thing that we teach here at More Success and Significance. However, if you're doing that, great returns on your money are typically, let's say, 10%. I think most people, especially now with the markets where they are, if you're averaging a 10% return on those investments, that is really good. And can I be straight with you in that that's not enough to get certain people their end game? My story, right? Freedom. I wanted real financial options. So take your calculator out and put 10% in there and then see how much money you'd actually have to have where you could live off of that 10%. That number is staggering for most people. The second way a lot of people do it, and I think this is a great idea, is real estate. And I was just talking with a mentor of mine, and he was walking me through a little bit of his strategies there. And he was saying, I want 25% at least, at a minimum. And he was showing me some of the properties that he was doing, the real estate that he was doing, and it was much greater than that. It was actually over 30%. So that's 3 times as good as what you're gonna necessarily see into a very successful retirement account. And so that's really great. The downside about that is you need to really have cash on hand. The strategy there is you need to have cash on hand so that you can put that into the real estate market and then you can start to get those return on your investment of 25% plus. And that is a really good solid strategy, like I said, but the downside about that is you need to have money to play the game. The third one is then, in my opinion, is the best, and that is because for 2 reasons. Number one, you can get into triple digit ROI, so 100%. So you can be making your money back. So if you started a business for $1,000, you made $1,000, right? It's 1-to-1. It's 100%. You're getting that money back. There's really very few other style investments where you can be making that much ROI. And depending on the business that you want to get into, I think I've talked about this a lot. I've started businesses and invested in businesses that are hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've invested in business that is $75. And you can pick anywhere you are in between. What's your lifestyle, where are your current margins, where your current income. That aside, you can find a business that works for you. I'm confident that you can find a business that works for you. So that all being said, if you're looking to start a business, let me congratulate you. Let me clap for you. It is absolutely the right place to be. You are in the right space, in my opinion, because there is no other place where you can put your money, get a higher ROI, and Also, be able to kind of get the ROI for the price, right? How much you're putting in. There could be great values there. So money and being in business, two thumbs up, you are doing the right things in my opinion. So, but the other thing that I found, and here's the setup, is what does it mean to you to be free? Is that when I start talking with people and as they start their business and they start to look around and you start to see people who have success, I know I've said this before, once you start to have control of those finances of those and you have that money that's coming in, you start to ask yourself, what do I want to do with my time? What does my day look like? And I want to actually then start with that question today. What does freedom look like to you? Or what does it mean to be free to you? Take a couple minutes and ponder, what if you had the things that you needed to get done today done? What would you do? What would you do with that time? Now, what if that was every day? What if you had a morning routine in your businesses that you needed to check? You needed to make sure certain things got done. But by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, you were done. You had the rest of your day. What does that look like for you? And I think it's good to sit and talk and to think about that, because what I've found is that is so much more valuable than the dollars. I heard somebody else once say is that a very successful person in business is that if you are doing well in that you are creating income, you have a business system that's bringing in income, sooner or later, you're going to realize that you have the money that you need, and that is no longer the problem anymore. And that the money was never really the thing. The money was never really it, so to speak. It was really the feeling, the satisfaction, the significance of what you're doing, of feeling good, of feeling progress, of feeling like you're progressing. That was what it was about. And the other thing he said too that really stuck with me is that feeling cannot be purchased with any monetary goods. It cannot be purchased with cash. It can only be purchased with your choices day after day after day. And that's why I really want to pose you the question is, what does being free mean to you? What does being free look like for you? Because there may be some choices that you're going to have to make or that you're facing in your business that make you feel like you're not free. There may be disciplines that you need to have. There may be responsibilities that you have. There may even be some decisions that you need to make that make you feel like you're not free. But friends, let me tell you, it's those decisions, it's being able to go through those, to stand tall, to stand strong, handle those decisions that will then eventually stack up and you will be free. You'll have an opportunity then to get those responsibilities done. And the rest of your time, you can start to think to yourself, what do I want to do today? What do I want to do for the rest of today? And it is in that feeling, once you're there, that you will look back and say, it was all worth it. I guarantee, friends, you'll say it's worth it. But it doesn't feel like it at the beginning. It doesn't feel like at the beginning. It can feel overwhelming. It can feel confusing. You can feel like you're just in a blur of what's going on. But I want to give you some encouragement, give you some confidence, reassure you that when you're going through, when you have those decisions, when those are in front of you, keep going. Keep the courage to make those strong decisions. Keep going down a business of your own. Don't shy away from making those hard decisions, because after you keep having them, if you keep on making them diligently, those decisions, those choices are the currency that you're putting into your life so that eventually you'll be living a life of freedom, of being free, whatever that means for you. So again, I hope this was helpful. As I was thinking about it this week, some things that I could share with you, some mindsets, some tweaks, some encouragement. I think this would be really helpful. I know it would have been helpful for me when I was early on looking at starting businesses of my own, wondering if it was the right choices. To have somebody come alongside and say, yeah, all these feelings are normal. This feeling of being not free, maybe a little overwhelmed, it's normal. But to get through those choices, to get through those times so that you can start to reap the benefits of the currency of those choices that you are making. If anything, I would encourage you to make those choices faster, dive in faster, trust faster, risk a little bit, so that you can eventually get to the point where you are reaping the rewards of those choices. So, like I said, if this was helpful, please definitely put a comment down below. If you have any questions about this, put them in the chat. If you might be a little shy and you don't want to put them in, feel free to DM me. I answer those as well. If you want to ask me some questions, get some clarifications, happy to do that. All right, everybody, I hope this was helpful for this week. Until next time, wishing you all nothing but more success and significance in your life. Cheers.